Okay, welcome to the first part of the Twilight Marathon.
Well, we still have some sanity.
Oh, fuck. I just smacked my head.
Are you okay?
Oh dear.
Okay, I just took Jasper.
It's a good start. Yes, we, today, me, the Amanda Hagan, Arna carrying the Minion, and Cy the writer,
Hello.
Something now.
we are, going to be watching all 5 of the Twilight movies, because I bought them on DVD for this purpose.
God help us.
And so we're gonna watch them and vlog them. So this is gonna be like a 5-part thing.
Yep.
Each part like maybe 10, 20 minutes, or whatever. We have just watched Twilight. Now I have never seen Twilight.
And we are all still sober.
Yes.
Yes,
Not for long.
there is alcohol.
There
which
is a
we'll
lot of
watch.
alcohol in front of us.
Show what we've got, just to show off.
We've got this,
Just the fat frog.
I have some Sainsbury's own cider.
and this, and this,
Anything else?
and this,
There we go.
and a bottle of Sprite.
And like some bottles of Coke and stuff
And
too.
cider. And where's my Lamborghini? Did you show them that?
Yeah, I showed them the Lamborghini.
I love
Yeah.
Lamborghini. It's shit.
So we're
Cherry dare.
1 down and 4
Where'd
to
it
go.
go?
So let's talk about Twilight.
Twilight looks pretty interesting.
Well, I mean, porn parodies in general tend to be interesting.
I like porn parodies.
What are you doing?
Looking for a bottle of them.
Twilight is
I
like
have a-
Twilight, but with like, you know, gay guys who look like they're 12.
Twinks do not look like they're 12.
Twinks look like they're...
Shaved bears.
No. What do you mean shaved bears as in dudes, or shaved bears as in dancing bears?
Both.
Ah. Anyway, we saw Twilight rather than Twinklight. If this was not a Sunday, I would actually suggest after watching one of the films that we rush over to the local sex shop and we buy a copy to, you know, add to the vlog, but it's a Sunday, the sex shop is closed, so we can't do that. Alas.
Alas. But Twilight.
Wasn't as bad as I thought it would be.
It's generic and crap with the not so good undertones.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, it's not like bad, it's more just you're sitting there.
It's not.
It's not The Room.
It's not the room.
It's not The Room. It's just like, you're sitting there and it's like, okay, so this happens and that happens. There were a few bits that made me chuckle.
It's not Birdemic.
No. It's more like.
It's not Mr. Bricks.
It's like Genera movie number 72 about a girl and a cute guy.
It's. Imagine the movie that came out last summer. You know the one I'm talking about, the one that you can't quite remember the title of or what happens in, but you went to the cinema and see it and you did it.
And the popcorn was
It's
good.
like the popcorn was good. It's like that movie, except everybody who is like a fan was like, "Oh my god, this is the best movie ever!"
It's like Buffy with all of the interesting ideas and the awesome parts.
And engaging characters.
All surgically removed. Because you got this girl comes to this
And
new
colour.
small she comes from this one area and she goes to this small new town and she is special for some reason.
Everybody loves her.
Everybody likes her in high school.
Well, but that didn't happen in Buffy. But you got like, you know, she falls in love with a vampire and there's other monsters around. This
Oh.
is Buffy.
Oh yeah, and there's the symbolism of it. Because there's this one bit where Edward Cullen is sitting behind a bird, a taxidermied bird, and so he looks like he's got angel wings, and there's an armadillo behind her, and I firmly believe, or an armadillo behind Bella, I firmly believe that this proves that Bella is technically roadkill.
Could be.
Because her life is steamrolled over by Edward. I'm going to make this...
There's this part where she's like, you know, gonna get raped or something, and then suddenly Edward arrives in his car and he's like, "Yo, bitch, don't rape my bitch," to all the rapist guys. And then they cut to a second later and Bella's already in the car being all like, "I'm in the car, he's gonna totally kick the shit out of the rapist."
That really pissed me off because the whole thing about the whole rape thing was basically him saying, "I'm really pissed off. I'm really upset that you nearly got raped." And she's like, no, it's okay, it's okay. Priorities, people.
I am annoyed that you nearly got yourself raped.
Now you must comfort me.
I am really annoyed that I broke your heart, Daddy.
Rape culture.
All the vampires look the same except for like the one guy. What do you call him? The guy, the
shirtless one?
There were lots of the one where they were almost all shirtless. What do you call him? The guy.
The black one?
James?
No, not the black one. Even he look the same. The guy with the shovel face.
Shovel face.
Shovel face. Edward?
Daddy, I know one of her best friends has just died. This makes me feel really bad. Me. Oh.
I'm
Anyway.
still sober, by the way.
So Edward Cullen Shovelface,
It's
And Belladillo.
we've
Bella
seen-
Armadillo.
Belladillo.
We've seen, you know, obviously the shovel face thing comes from the honest trailers about Twilight, but it's true. It looks like his face, it grows upwards instead of outwards.
Yes.
He looks like a spade.
He has the most strikingly tall hair since
Jedward.
no.
Who's Jedward?
No.
You don't want to know.
No, because he predated Jedward. Most strikingly tall hair since Harold Ramis in Ghostbusters.
Wow.
You know, Egon. You've seen Egon? Like,
With the pompadour?
yeah. Well, in the movies.
Yeah, I know.
His hair is just,
Goes up.
yeah, it's just, it adds several inches of height.
Alice was cute.
Alice is cute, but
I
somebody
ship-
who can see the future, she's incredibly useless.
I ship Alice and Bella because just think of how wonderfully creepy that can be. Because you've got this, there's hundreds of years old vampire with this teenage girl, and it's like, la la la, I'm a sweet teenage girl, da 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 da.
All the vampires look the same. It's hard to tell them apart. Which one are you talking about?
The one with the big eyes and the short brown hair.
See, if you just mentioned the short brown hair, that's her only distinguishing feature as far as I can tell. I can't tell the difference between her.
The one who's not angry.
The one who
Okay.
looks like a manic pixie dream girl, and who like walks like a manic pixie dream girl.
Yeah.
But he's not angry.
Yeah,
Why was the blonde one angry?
because she's a human and
Because
because
her
she can have
only
babies.
her only characteristic in the entire book is, I'm jealous that your uterus works and I'm pretty.
Why was
Seriously, there are passages upon passages in the book set about how pretty she is.
Why did she look pissed off at the end of the film when they were all
Because Bella.
Because she'd been acting in this film for so long, her face was stuck
no.
that
I mean,
way.
right. The last shot of the film, it was like, you know, that Bella and Edward were being all coupley.
Oh no, that was a different vampire. That was the evil vampire.
Yeah, that was
The
Victoria.
evil blonde woman who. So you got the two female blonde vampires in this, and they're both angry.
There's
and
Rosalie
evil.
and there's Victoria, and Rosalie is the
Rosalie's
cranky.
jealous that Bella's uterus works.
I'm white and I can't tell these white people apart.
Victoria is angry that because she was in love with James, the guy that they ripped apart in the dance studio, and Alice ripped his head off and stuck her vagina in his face.
What?
Did you just see that? She sort of
No.
put her knees over his shoulders and pussied his face and broke his head off.
No, I thought she was climbing onto his shoulders for leverage.
I think
so she could pull his
I
head
think
off.
that. Here's a quote from, I believe it's Soul Blade, you know, the precursor to Soul Calibur. There was a move in that called Heaven to Hell, where this woman sort of stuck her vagina in their face and then sort of did it was a throw. That's a Heaven to Hell.
To me, that looks like a wire fighting mishap that caused a bruised cervix.
Ah, you had to say that.
No, seriously, it looks like she was like whoop, and then somebody pulled her wires too hard, and she just went cunt to face.
in trying to make them all beautiful and soulful and stoic and starey, they all
look like morphine addicts.
Yeah.
There's the one who's supposed to look scared all the time. He kind of looks like he's been surprised.
He looks like he looks like he's in pain.
Oh no, do you know what he looks like? He looks like he was at the dentist. And so he's got the post-dentist look. He's got the... Sorry, I can't talk when you do that.
It's my impersonation of him.
He's got the post-dentist look, and then somebody surprised him, and it's like a minute later, and he goes, whoa.
You see, his character is actually the most powerful thing that has been done right. Jasper has just been, he used to be a blood-drinking vampire, now
Or a human blood-drinking
he's a
vampire.
blood-drinking vampire, now he's a vegetarian.
They've read all the books.
I have
I've
not
read
read the
all the
books.
books.
I have not read the books.
No, him.
Robyn?
This
Yes.
one.
I'm pointing to Arnicarian. That's what I'm saying. They.
I have
singular.
read all of the Twilight books, including The Short Second Life of Britain. Now, Jasper's character is that he, basically, it's a heroin addict who's come off heroin, is on, I don't know, methadone or cigarettes or something, surrounded by heroin. So, it's the most powerful character. He's surrounded by human blood. He should be like, all the time. But he's just like, I am slightly confused.
He doesn't look, I'm so confused. He's like,
Oh,
I am.
It's like
baseball.
it's like Ted from Bill and Ted
Can't open that.
going whoa. You know, it's not just Keanu Reeves doing it. It's Keanu Reeves as Ted. But he's got his frizzy blonde hair. Stupid white people all look alike.
He's like me on a lot of weed. Whoa.
He's like you on a lot of weed, and like if you've been gone
Except
over
the
by a
wig.
professional stylist.
Yeah. With a weird idea of what I should look like.
I'm trying to think. There was something else in there that was just strange.
Why did no one work out that they're fucking vampires?
I don't know.
What are they thinking? They're like, oh look, this doctor has foster kids, and all of them, although they're not related, they all are like, have alabaster skin and, these crazy eyes things.
No,
And
yeah,
they are two couples. This is known to the entire school.
It's like they're not genetically related, so it's okay.
Why
You
does-
have the same fucking last name. You shouldn't be fucking.
Why didn't anyone come to the conclusion that perhaps this
Irish?
doctor who is raising these foster kids who all are bizarrely similar to him,
And pretty.
why is he not thinking that he's been doing some sort of scientific experiments on them?
They
or
don't think he's doing scientific experiments on
Dr.
them. They just-
Moreau.
yeah, either that or you've seen Village of the Damned?
No.
Children of the Damned, the thing about the aliens, this village, so every single one night all of them get pregnant and they all give birth to children who are all like really pale with blonde hair with crazy eyes.
So,
And they all live together. They have like a fight, and they're like, "We want you to do this for us."
I put that film in the cornfield.
It's the natural thing for stupid people in a movie to assume is that doctor's doing something sinister. He's created like some sort of a weird cult,
Yeah.
of gorgeous people.
Also, these kids
plastic surgery cult.
are all always have their hair looks like it's just been done by a stylist. They're all pale.
All their makeup is.
Their makeup was always usually flawless. They are super good at the sports. Whenever it's sunny, they disappear on hiking trips. I know what they are. They're androids.
That would have been cool.
Maybe the hair thing is with Anne Rice, you sort of get stuck in the mode, a slightly more beautiful version of the mode that you were in whenever you were bitten. So possibly they all just went before you get bitten by turn into a vampire. You go to a stylist.
Maybe the dude lurks outside of hairstylist places.
I don't know. Carlisle is 1,000 years old. Who knows? He wasn't always a doctor. At first he was a serial killer, then a doctor.
He was a serial killer?
Oh, pretty much, yeah. It's explained in the books.
Oh.
He was pretty much a serial killer, then he was rescued by the Volturi in Italy, and then he was one of them. Then he was like, I don't like the Volturi because they eat people. And he was like, I'm going to go and become a hairstylist. And he was like, I've done all of the hairstylisty things I can do ever, so I'll be a doctor.
So wait, why did he suddenly become opposed to killing people if he was a serial killer? They don't tend to grow out of that.
Well,
What's
maybe
the
they
sign
do.
for
It's
fuck knows?
I don't think Stephanie Myers doesn't know how serial killers
well, actually,
work.
there kind of is a sign for clueless.
No, I mean, fuck knows.
It's this whole thing seems to be very ill thought out. Like they suddenly drove really, really fast from Washington to Arizona, and no one noticed that the people who were in the car, cause they didn't do a near dark type covering the
They don't
car
even.
in duct tape.
They don't even have tinted windows.
There and
Yeah.
back again. A vampire's tale.
And then they have like, they according to the book, they drive at like 180 miles an hour, and that's okay, but you still need to get petrol.
You still need to get past cops.
Yeah. They should have, with the sparkly people in the desert going 180 miles an hour driving across, it should have been a very low-flying UFO.
Okay, this is a little teeny thing that pisses me off. They're talking about how they only eat predators because they're vegetarian. We don't eat humans. We just eat predators. You're gonna run out of predators really quickly because, like, for every 500 deer, there's like 10 wolves, I think, or something like that. I feel
Yeah.
like I'm getting the numbers wrong. So you'd starve, and
At the very, very start of it, they had like a thing about a deer running around and then getting attacked by what looked like a vampire.
in the
so-
books it was all about like, oh yes, we only eat predators, and it's like that's also just stupid because
What I want to know is, because Carlisle's a doctor, why don't they just do whenever Bella just gets pregnant with a vampire, just, steal from the blood bank? A
because
pint a day keeps the vampirism away.
Oh, that's
You
fine,
could
but
make tea with tampons.
I think they eat.
oh.
I saw someone do that in a movie.
I'm sure you
I
do.
know a friend of mine who does Vampire the Masquerade. Her character is bug fucking sane, and she walks around with a teacup with a tampon in it.
Malkavian, probably.
There are so many alternatives to hunting predators.
They probably eat the deer. Remember the very start of it? She
Yeah,
was all
that's
like, I'm gonna die for someone I love, and then suddenly there's like a deer running around, and I commented on the similarity with Assassin's Creed 3.
I don't know. She's kind of like it. Maybe it's a symbolism that she's the deer because you know
Edward killed it.
she's got the big wide eyes.
There are some there's some isotonic sports drinks that you can literally replace a person's blood with, and it will work for a while. Why can't they survive on Lucozade?
Because ew.
We know it lacks is red blood cells, which are easy to synthesize.
I don't know. I think you just broke Zara's brain.
I'm gonna write vampires on Lucozade.
Do it.
Chavvy vampires.
What's Lucozade?
It's an energy drink.
What does it taste like?
Shit.
It's.
This movie is stupid. It doesn't think out its concepts. The vampirism is... I encourage people to write our vampires are different. I like that trope. I enjoy Darren Shan's vampires. I enjoy the vampires in Thirsty.
Octavia Butler's vampires.
Yeah, I encourage people to do that. But these guys, apart from the blood drinking, were just fairies.
Why were the only two Asian people in the entire school, both of which didn't actually act or be written like real people, why were they both in love? They were both nerds, and then suddenly they were both coupling off. It's like
Pair of the Spares.
No, it's Bella's fault. She arranged all of the dating that happened at the prom.
Bella does not believe in miscegenation. What's the term? What's the word?
Race mixing?
Yeah, the old...
Missignation.
Yeah. Bella hates that.
Well, I mean, it was written by...
Because those vampire that she's dating is white. Whiter than her.
Well, apparently being bitten by a vampire makes you white.
That's why she wants to be a vampire, so she can be even more white. Bella is a white supremacist.
But there were all these jokes about how...
So she's pale in Arizona. She kept away from Latino people, and she stayed indoors.
So basically she's a standard Arizonan.
She's a complete fucking racist.
No offense, Arizona people. I'm commenting on...
She stayed indoors. She didn't even get a tan.
I'm commenting specifically on the Arizona legislation where if you're brown, you get stopped.
She didn't even go out. She didn't even go outdoors and get the tan. She's a complete fucking racist. This is my new interpretation. And by the way, guys, these are going to get less and less lucid because it's going to be
all this booze.
And I've honestly, I watched 5 Police Academy movies in a row before. After a while, the effect is was similar to having taking drugs. So I'm expecting something similar with this.
Drugs sound like a good idea.
That's what it felt like, even though
I don't have any drugs. I have cough syrup.
We are not having cough syrup. That cough syrup smells like death. Syrup.
Death syrup.
Yeah.
That's the name of my new band.
What? You put that on death pancakes?
No, death syrup is my new band.
Yeah, but what do you put death syrup on?
It must be entirely composed of diabetics.
I'm still sober, folks.
So
on to the next vid.
You know, if you want to see Twilight, or if you wanted to see it, you probably have seen it. The only people who haven't seen it who want to see it are probably people
who are young.
No, or people who want to annoy themselves somehow. It's as bad as you'd expect, but it's not. It's not
I don't
pandemic.
think it's as bad. I don't think it's as bad as you'd expect.
It's not bad until you read into it.
It's not bad it's a good background movie. If you're like I'm a writer, and so sometimes I need background noise, so I'll put on a movie that I've either seen 500 million times or that I turn my brain off for. This is a good background movie.
So anything by Michael Bay?
No, Michael Bay pisses me off because I look up and there's a racial caricature and then I want to throw things at the TV.
Well, the TV didn't do it. Throw things at Michael Bay.
Yes, but Michael Bay is not sitting in my living room.
Also, Thomas D. Coe and Gregory G. Heel were second assistant directors.
Yeah, we know this because it's polished.
It's on the screen
right
behind
there.
Yeah, we could turn the camera, but too
That
lazy
would be
for that.
moving.
Anywho, these need to be short. Should we?
Well, they don't need to be short. They're going to be 20 minutes or so. How many minutes are we going for?
I don't know. You keep eyes.
Can't see. I'm going to think of shit that I forgot to mention. You can mention the gay dad theory.
Well, I think Charlie, the character Charlie, I thought this whenever I read the books, I thought this whenever I first saw the movies.
I still don't know why you wrote those books.
Curiosity, and also...
Masochism?
You wanted to fit in with the other girls.
I did. And I was dating somebody who was like, oh my god, yeah, I gotta read this, oh my god, I will
There are
fuck
healthier ways of expressing masochism, just saying, guys.
you. It was more sadism, I will fuck you if you read these books. But Charlie, he is a cop. Charlie is one leather jacket away from being your stereotypical closeted gay guy.
He's got the mustache.
He's got the mustache, he's got the hair, he's got the whole
He's got the shotgun.
stoic. But Charlie left his wife because he's gay and he's in love with this guy. But because in Stephanie Meyer's land,
Everybody's
universe,
Mormon.
everybody's a Mormon and conservative, he's hiding this by pretending to be best drinking buddies with this
really.
guy. So he's told everybody, oh, we just watch football on the flat screen and drink some beers. Yo, that's what we do.
They're watching baseball, not football.
Yeah, we watch shit on the TV just to drive people away so that they don't walk in the hot fucking. So Charlie left his wife because he's gay and he's trying to deal with that. That's why he's so confused with Bella's problems with boys. He's like, oh, boys are so easy.
Okay, also, the actor playing Jacob Taylor Lautner, I feel like such a pedophile on this. He's adorable. I want to, like, steal him and braid his hair.
Who's Kellen Lutz?
I have no idea.
So I saw the cast person. I was trying to work out who is that. He's in other things, and I can't remember who he is. God damn it, look him up. He was in something else. I remember his name.
What's his name? How do you
Kellen
spell
Lutz.
it?
Kellen Lutz.
How do you spell it?
Kellanlutz.
Kellanlutz.
Yeah.
The official page of Kellen Lutz.
And Daniel Cudmore, who was in Colossus
He
and
looks like
X-Men,
The Rock.
X-Men 3 and Days of
IMDb.
Future Past. He's
I'm going to
no,
IMDb,
H1.
hold on.
Of
Don't
course, his
care.
top build is Twilight.
oh good.
Love is all you need. He was in Tarzan?
He was in Hercules.
The Twilight Saga. He played Emmett Cullen. Oh, he's the one with the douchebag hat.
He's the big one.
Yeah, he's Emmett.
With the douchebag hat.
The,
He wears a sideways hat.
all the white guys.
Emmett's story is so sad in the books. It's not explained in the films in any way, shape, or form.
What's Emmett's story in the books?
Oh, you'll see. I'll explain it out of the time. It's actually a bit of a spoiler.
Okay.
Okay.
I am not drunk. I've had a third of this.
I drank some of it and I
So-
put it in my head.
See you soon if you want to continue this with New Moon. This is going to be as coherent as we're going to be likely.
This is
Because
Super
I think we're about to drink. I think we're about to break into the booze.
So that'll be for us. It'll be another 2 hours. Then there'll be another 2 hours, another 2 hours, another 2 hours.
And by the end of it, we are going to be gibbering and wailing and
gnashing of teeth.
putting in too many, using unpronounceable words.
Yeah.
Also, hi Patan. That was a joke about
Suddenly
unpronounceable
very, very wet.
words.